All right. So today is session 21, I believe, of Descent into Fernia, and we have the recap. Who would like to start?
Well, it was almost a bottle episode because we were really slow about leaving the fort that we were in. But eventually we ran out of ways to delay it. So we wandered back out into the city. We had a vision of some sort of glider and somebody who was writing in some kind of book. I forget what they were writing. But the book then, at least in the vision, flew off and flew over to the fortress we were in. So we had a certain sense that it was in what used to be the docks of the city. We eventually concluded that we probably had to go find the glider. The vision also included the location of Jayla Duran being tortured or at least held captive in the cathedral, which was now in another part of hell, it seemed. The sword of Tira Miran was nearby, embedded in what I assume was Bel Shalor's corpse, and they were apparently going to pull it out. And that would probably bring him back, which would be bad for all of creation. So somehow Jayla Duran was needed to sort of complete this ritual as some sort of sacrifice. So the goal is to make it to wherever this thing is and save her, which we'll need the glider for so that we can get down from the city to the ground below. We were on our way to this place, trying to figure out how we were going to get across one of the bridges, which we'll need to do to get to this other segment of the city, when we were attacked by a variety of demons that were able to attack some of the local citizenry and convert them into similar demons, actually identical demons. There was some discussion about how that is not what the book says.
The book lies. The damn Retican from hell.
Right. We eventually managed to overcome the demons. And then that's when the volcanic fallout started falling down upon us, choking us. So we had to go into the sewers where we at least weren't choking from the volcanic ash, but we were choking from the general smell of the sewer. We decided we were going to make our way through the sewer a bit to try to get closer to the bridge before coming out again. Hopefully the pyroclastic flows would have passed before we get there, as obviously we were going to die pretty quickly there. We also determined that we probably at some point are going to die from exhaustion if we keep wearing heavy armor, which is a problem because my AC is 8 without my armor.
Yeah, my AC is pretty low without it too.
Can I have pepperoni?
Yeah, sure, that's fine. Yeah, my AC.
Sorry, guys. Lisa just got home. She was pulling double today. Hi, Lisa.
That's fine.
Hi.
All right. So yeah, that basically covers it. So you guys are now in the sewer. The sewer does have a pretty terrible stench to it, because if you think about it, it's a sewer. So obviously, but also with it all baking in the heat of Fernia, it's added a new layer of just destructiveness to your noses. So there's that. And so as you guys travel down you open the manhole cover and you manage to travel down, despite the darkness and the stinging ash of the pyroclastic cloud. And I believe at least one of you were struck by lightning in that cloud.
Yes, I was.
Same. Yep.
Okay, so two of you, the two who happen to be wearing metal armor. So that makes sense.
I see a pattern here.
Really punishing you for that armor.
I know.
It's my way of making you guys not sleep in armor. Just fuck all the armor.
I don't sleep in armor. Okay, Okay, fine. I'm going to lingerie. That's it. That's all I need.
Refuse. That's why in your game, Mike, I'm gonna refuse to wear. I'm gonna refuse to have a character that wears fucking plate. After Tacitus, I'm done. I'm good. I'm good. No more fucking armor. That's it.
So, so it's pretty dark down here as well. The ladder leading down into the sewer is probably about 20 feet. And as you make contact with the ground, despite the heat, it is very humid down there, because a lot of the heat has really turned the sewer into.
Can I have the burger chicken wings?
Yeah.
Did they get their food?
No. So the heat has baked some of the grime and everything on the walls, but a lot of moisture still is down there just because there's so much, and there hasn't been all that much time since Flamekeep emerged into Fernia. So there is still like a squishing slog that you guys are stepping through. But it is pitch black down there. There are no sources of light except for the couple of, well, there's not even streams of light coming from the sewer grate because it's completely pitch black with the ash cloud on the street above.
So
I would cast light on myself.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you cast light, what do you cast light on? Heavenfall, I assume?
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
So as you cast light upon Heavenfall, the entire place goes up and you're able to see very clearly there is a pretty singular path that is parallel to the street above. There are some offshooting tunnels, but they're fairly small. This seems to be a main kind of duct down through the sewer. So you can, right now it's largely just two directions, either going kind of back in the direction towards Whitehall or away from Whitehall. As your light comes up too, you do see that there is a scattering of vermin. So there are still living creatures down here. You don't get the sense that they're changed in any way. They seem to be the same kind of creatures you would expect to be in a sewer. Fairly large rats, but not of unusual size. And cockroaches and other kinds of little critters scurrying around, but trying to hide from the glare of Heavenfall.
So we'd be moving away from Whitehall.
Yeah, I believe our guide was UN.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I would say I probably don't know the sewers quite as well, but as long as we keep our bearings, occasionally find a little drain to go up and look and see where we are again.
All right. Do you have a light source to lead the way with, or?
Well, Solomon's got the source.
Good enough, I guess.
all right, so Tony, you are familiar with Flamekeep, and you also have that ability where you can carouse and stuff, right? So you become kind of an expert in the local area.
Right.
So normally I would give you advantage on some kind of check to navigate, but since you're in the sewer, your ability, it's just going to negate the disadvantage.
Right.
So go ahead and give me a survival check.
Survival.
Yeah.
That's weird. All right.
Unless there's a different skill that you feel like could be used to navigate and track your way through the sewers.
No, not really. That's probably the best one.
Animal handling.
There we go.
Okay.
Pick up one of the rats. Hey, boy, take a step.
Yep. So you feel like you have your bearings pretty good. You know, it's difficult because there's no landmarks down here. There are several times where you might look up at sewer grates to see if you could come and see if there are any landmarks where you're checking your progress. Unfortunately, there's that pyroclastic cloud that still lingers on the street above. Okay. And additionally, just because of the massive amount of damage that has been done to Flame Keep above street level, some of those grates are blocked off by rubble. So it's really difficult, but you feel pretty confident. Eventually, you get to a point after following a couple of different tunnels. You get to one section where there are iron bars that block the tunnel path forward. There's debris that's covering the lower half of those bars, but based on your survival check, your sense is that this is the most direct path to get where you need to go.
Okay. So.
And then everybody else, give me a perception check.
Everybody else.
You as well, Ewan.
All right.
I have disadvantage on this. Yep.
Okay. Lux, I'm gonna message something to you.
In Lux's time in the library, she remembers reading stories about the mighty Cthulhu that lurks in these sewers.
Almost sent that to everyone. All right, so Solomon and Ewan, both of you noticed that off to the side there is another tunnel. This tunnel it's kind of in the middle of the wall. It's significantly smaller. It's only about 3 feet in diameter. But Ewan, as you look at the tunnel and you notice kind of the orientation, it is pitch dark down there. So you don't know how far it goes, but you assume if it's going in the general direction that it seems to be going, it could be a potential workaround if you're not able to get past this gated section of sewer.
All right.
Does anybody need some goggles? And I point to a pile that looks like a half-eaten face that has some goggles on it.
What would they do for us? Why do we need goggles?
I mean, do they look fancy?
Yeah.
They don't look fancy. Everyone give me a history check. or if you're proficient in tinker's tools or smithing tools, you can use your proficiency with that with intelligence.
Don't know much about history.
Yeah.
So far, my disadvantage has had no effect on me whatsoever.
I mean, they're not nice, but they look like work goggles. So they're fairly robust, but you're not quite sure what they might be used for or why this dwarf and his head are in this pile of refuse that is kind of built up halfway up the bars, the gate. Sorry, did I describe that clearly? That in front of the gate, there's like a pile of refuse that's kind of burying half of it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, whatever. I mean, if we gotta, I'm gonna look at how easy it might be to clear some of this shit.
Well,
Before doing anything, but like the dude's head's there, I guess I'll kind of like gingerly take the thing off. I'm like, all right, sorry, buddy. Just examine these goggles, I guess.
resources are resources.
Keep
Yeah,
shit out
they
of your
look-
eye, it's always handy.
And they look to be, just a regular pair of goggles. They might be used for safety purposes of some sort. They don't appear to be tinted. It's like clear glass lenses. They don't, and if you look through them, it doesn't distort the world or any way. So it doesn't seem like they're similar to prescription glasses. They're not meant to magnify things or anything like that.
They don't brighten up the room at all.
No.
Does his decapitated head, can we tell that, was it hacked off or ripped off or?
Anybody that wants to like examine that can give me a medicine check.
That ain't this character.
I'm not trained, but I've seen some stuff in my day.
Yeah, I'm not going to require a
Solid.
trained medicine check to do this. So Lux, you're not exactly an expert in medicine, but you've seen your fair share of wounds. This looks like the head was ripped off. Now, whether it was ripped off post or pre-mortem, you can't tell. But it doesn't seem like it was cleanly severed. And it doesn't seem like the body was chewed up to chew it away over time. It looks like whatever did this, it was a single wound, because you can see some of the remaining flesh has been kind of pulled. It looks like it's been torn rather than like chewed or bitten. And it's relatively fresh too. Now, when I say that, it could be hours, it could have been like a day or two, but it's not desiccated at all. It doesn't seem to have been affected too badly by the bacteria down here. So, within the last few hours to maybe a day or so.
Yeah, I get kind of misty thinking this could be something Dr. Sheev could have used to remember his untimely demise.
Isn't he going to be sad about missing out on this?
Yep.
Is there like a grate above us?
No, there's no grate above you.
This is the only body part down here that we see.
Yeah, something down here must have dropped it.
Dragged it
Since
along.
it didn't fall down here from above.
Well, we have options. We can either examine the 3-foot hole, or we could go ahead and try to remove these bars from the wall, the grate.
Yeah, so I was gonna examine to see how difficult it would be to remove the bar, or remove the shit out of the way from the
So-
bars.
So the refuse in front of the bars, it's not too difficult. It's all covered in this sludge that you guys have been walking through. A lot of it appears to just be garbage, food scraps, wiping sponges, things that would typically be discarded, in the latrines or whatever. But there are a couple of dead animals in there, mostly once again rats. There's at least one cat that you find, and some other bones of varying sizes belonging to various different animals. So it's not. And it seems like it's all been kind of pushed against the bars as well. It doesn't seem like it's been placed there. It doesn't seem like it was dumped there necessarily. A lot of this has probably been built up over time. But it would take you probably like 15, 20 minutes, but you could, if you wanted to completely clear the refuse, that's about probably the time it would take to do so.
Probably just take a few minutes if a couple of us work at this.
Well, it's better than trying to squeeze through that tiny hole.
I'd hate to be ambushed in that.
As would I. Shall we then?
Very well.
We have to figure out how to remove the bars too, but
How many of us have crowbars again?
I do not.
be sure I do.
I still have mine. And a hammer.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too difficult to do. If you're not going ahead and helping remove the refuse and the bars, might I recommend keeping a close eye on that other tunnel as well as behind us?
Yeah. Keep an eye out.
I'll set to work. Standing around all day ain't gonna make this place clean itself up.
All right, so how many of you are trying to clear away the refuse?
I'm helping.
I was gonna help.
Everybody's digging for the weekend.
Clean up, clean up.
Oh god.
Is Lux helping?
Hell no.
She's keeping an eye on the hole.
Where's the hole relative to where we just came down?
Relative to where you just guys came down?
Yeah, like can I stand and see the hole and see where we came down to? Can I watch both of them at the same time?
You can't watch both of them at the same time, but it's not hard to kind of go, like, kind of swivel, keep your head on a swivel.
Dr. Sheev would say he could pull out one of Lux's eyes and then she could watch both of them at the same time.
So you guys start clearing away some of this refuse. Those of you who are doing so Alyssa, Ewan, and Solomon, give me investigation checks.
Can we choose to not investigate what we're shoveling away?
The disadvantage strikes finally.
Yeah, you don't have to make a check if you don't want to. All right, so
This person needed more fiber in their diet, I can tell.
You mean corn down here also?
yeah, so it's really disgusting moving this stuff away. It is unearthing some smells that you didn't think could top what you're already smelling. But it's added a pretty interesting potpourri to the area. But as you're doing so, you notice that there is a section of bars as you're clearing this away where they're a bit loose and they seem to be rusted and slightly bent. So somebody small enough could slip through the bars, or perhaps this would be the weakest area where if you tried to break or bend the bars, it would be possible here.
Got a possible breach point here.
Well, we have crowbars. That should definitely help us in this endeavor. Though I don't know how useful that would be beyond just helping someone do it.
We'll figure it out.
So the bars, if you're just trying to, they're far enough away from each other that if you're just trying to like use the leverage from one bar to another, you're not going to get very much leverage that way. So how would you use the crowbar to help with bending or breaking the bars?
Well, how far apart are they?
They're like 4 inches apart, probably. So there's some leverage, but it's not as much as, you know, crowbar might be optimally made for.
Are you familiar with the movie Shanghai Noon?
I don't think I've seen it.
Not in like, I don't know, 10 years.
So
When did
there's
that
a
movie come
scene
out?
where Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson's character are in jail, and he basically, Jackie Chan pees on a shirt and like wraps it around the bar, and then uses like a leverage point, like a basically in this case it would be like a crowbar that we would use, and you twist it, and because that wet cloth is super strong, it'll bend those bars together.
Because the fibers would be bunched up and it would twist. It's like putting on a tourniquet, how you twist the tourniquet, and that greatly tightens it more than you can normally do.
Okay.
I do happen to have an extra shirt and pair of pants for that matter. I'll sacrifice one of my shirts to your brilliant endeavor.
We just gotta wet it.
We're in a sewer. How hard? Take it.
As long as it sufficiently soaks it, we should be fine.
Okay. So I'm gonna say with this, you wouldn't be able to get help from anybody, but using the crowbar, you get advantage anyways on your strength check. So who is going to be making this attempt?
I don't have disadvantage, and I have a +7, so.
I do have disadvantage. You do it.
So I'll flex these muscles, I guess. Look at that.
Okay. So you maneuver this shirt around the bars, having wetted it in the terrible, awful smelling sludge, twisting the crowbar into a kind of tourniquet. While are you also like pulling on it? Like,
no, so basically you wrap it around the ends of the crowbar, right? Or you could tie it around the crowbar and just start twisting it. But like if you wrap it around the ends, you get the better leverage. But then you just turn the crowbar, and it will sort of twist up the shirt around the bar, and it just sort of tightens, and it'll bend those bars together. And if they could break out, they'll break out.
okay. So you're doing that, and finally you hear a loud metallic cling as one of the rusted bars splits, and the shirt kind of shoots to the other side, but it also in the process splashes you in the face with this terrible sludge from the shirt. So roll a d10.
What?
Save
A
versus poison.
D10.
Disease.
Should have been wearing those goggles, apparently.
Yeah, some of it does get in your eyes, but you manage to avoid getting it in your mouth.
This is to determine whether or not you get cooties.
I was gonna send a link to the group, but like, I can only direct message the dungeon master.
Oh, yeah, this is my work Zoom, so
They don't want people to talk. Got it.
let me
I mean, there's roll 20.
okay, try it now.
Everyone, there we go. Piss shirt Ben Bar.
Okay, so one of the bars has snapped. So you and the ringing of the metal, it echoes off the walls pretty loudly. But so you have this bar snaps now. So you can remove that one. So you have a little bit more space to slide through, but not much still. You need a little bit more if that's the route you're going to choose to go through. So are you going to continue snapping bars in this fashion?
It is open now. Then we probably just need one or two more.
Right. Shouldn't be too bad. We only need to, maybe break out one more and then bend one away. I think we can make it. How big is Solomon? I mean, I guess I'm fairly big technically, but
I think the one you need to worry about is Alyssa.
I think I'm the biggest one.
oh yeah, that's fair.
So judging by Alyssa's size, if you were to free another bar, it would be tight. It would be easier if Alyssa took off her armor, but she could attempt to slide through even with the armor on.
I mean, it's not really that much armor at the end of the day. It's chainmail, which.
Oh, is
loosely.
it just chain?
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't have plate yet.
that would be fine.
She's always looking out for that plate.
I am.
Right.
I am. Even in Peter's game.
So Tony, go ahead and give me one more athletics check for the next bar.
So yeah, so what I'm gonna do here is I should have some like extra cloths or something like that I can put around my face to cover my fucking mouth so I don't get this shit in my mouth. And I got goggles now, so I'm put the goggles down.
Okay.
Start twisting.
All right. All right, that's enough. So you're able to snap the last bar that you need. There's another loud metallic clang that echoes off the walls of the tunnel, both down the way that you came and going forward. But you've created an opening in the grate that you guys could crawl through now. Guess we'll just have to see.
I'd like to insight check the DM to see if that's what he's planning.
All right, so as you guys get ready to start crawling, it's gonna force you to kind of either belly or side crawl through this sludge. So it's gonna get pretty into your clothing and your armor.
I'll probably side crawl because that's all I can do.
So everybody is everybody crawling through the sludge into the other side?
I'm gonna take my jacket off and like tie it around a pole up here, and then I'll crawl through, and then I'll take my jacket back off the pole.
Give me a dexterity check to see how well you tie it.
I tie it just fine, thank you. I know how to tie a simple knot to make sure it just stays there. It's not trying to hold weight.
I don't believe him.
I'm just fucking with you.
Look at his fingers. His hands are shaking like a meth addict.
But Lux, give me a perception check.
Don't do it, Lux. It's a TPK if you succeed.
Yes. It's all quiet. You're looking down the tunnel. You're looking down the way you came, not seeing anything. Nothing worth drawing any attention to.
Good.
All right, so you guys all get to the other side. Each of you much dirtier than you already were. Ewan trying to save the jacket to the best that he can, although he is putting it on his body that just did crawl through sludge. So how much it's been saved,
it wasn't
who knows?
dipped in it. That's
That's
point
true.
Here.
That's
There's a
true.
difference.
Save the jacket, save the world.
That's right. You never know. Maybe that's the one thing. He's like, we need to convince. This is the one guy. You know, what's their, you know, whatever the Everon equivalent of Zariel here. You know, really likes that fucking jacket. It's like, you know what? It's yours if you help us.
Deal.
Right. So hopefully Zariel's counterpart really is into fashion, and the fashion that Ewan is into.
That's right. It's a sweet fucking jacket. I'm just
A very
I'm
specific
saying.
niche of interest there.
Just saying.
Listen,
I'm
if you're going to
pointing out
rule
the-
hell, you have to look good.
Pointing
It's a-
out that Ewan is so into fashion that he's wearing a jacket in hell. Doesn't give a shit how hot it is. He is not taking off his jacket.
That is true. That is a fair point, Kurt. Thank you for bringing
Yeah,
that
but-
up.
Do you see what my undershirt is? Look at that. It's just a tee. Just a tank top.
Which is usually appropriate in warm weather.
Pretty good for hell.
Yep.
All right, so you guys continue along the winding tunnels ahead for a bit longer. You guys continue to occasionally hear the squeaks of vermin and you know, skittering across the edge of your light. Everybody give me perception checks.
Can't roll a fucking perception check at all right now.
All right.
Solomon's on this.
Message going to you, Solomon.
So yeah, I started dieting. I'm on day 6 so far. I'm sticking to it. Feeling pretty good.
Good.
Lost
What-
4 pounds
what's
so
the
far.
diet?
Keto diet. Just burning a bunch of fat off me real fast. Hopefully I'll lose 30 pounds in 3 months. That's the hope.
Good.
Doctor was upset with my weight, and I'm like, yeah, I need to work on that.
See, that's why I just don't go to a doctor. I mean, I haven't been since like high school.
You see, comrade, if you don't go to doctor, doctor can never say you are unhealthy.
Wait, Tony, did I hear you right? You haven't gone to the doctor since you were in high school?
Yeah.
That's I'd recommend you change that.
That was
Yeah,
only
maybe,
a couple of years
maybe
ago.
at some
right?
point.
Look at you, mister. Why don't you change that?
But yeah, Tony failed a couple grades, so he graduated at 30.
It really hasn't been that long, truth be told.
I mean, I also don't like doctors. Usually I find they're guessing, and I've had bad experiences with doctors.
Hmm.
They never seem like they really know what's going on, but they'll make their best educated guess.
It is the practice of medicine.
Right.
I had a ton of doctor visits as a child because I had like bad ear problems. So like this eardrum is inverted, like in and wrapped around the bones
Oh,
on the
wow.
inside. And so I was going to like an ear, nose, throat specialist guy for a long time with that. And it got to a point where the doctor's like, I mean, I can go in there and I can take remove it, but then the bones might come apart and then you'd be totally deaf in that ear. The other ear makes up for it. I just leave it.
Okay.
And then it's like,
Although
okay, cool.
They do have other sorts of doctors now, other than the ear doctor.
Yeah, I mean, no, I had enough. I'm good. I had to go. The only reason why in high school I had to go is because I smashed my finger, and it required a little bit of attention.
So wait, you smashed your finger and went to an ear doctor?
No, that was the last time I went. Last time I went was because I smashed my finger, and it was just to the urgent care, and then.
It's like, put that finger in your ear. Okay, now I can treat you.
Doctor, help me!
Now I can help you.
Well, I know one thing for certain.
I've never been
Solomon
sufficiently
would
sick.
Solomon would shush everyone and then start listening more intently, and then say, "There are some voices coming from that tunnel. Could be a child or a woman."
You sure it's not
I
our
would
own
continue
voice
to listen
echoing
for a
back
bit.
weirdly?
You continue to listen and you don't hear anything further.
I suppose they have passed.
And then the
Sounded
message is
like
still
they
waiting.
were at some risk, but I don't think we could tarry to help them.
All right.
Let's just keep
Continue
moving, I
on.
guess.
You know what direction it was coming from?
I would point to the tunnel. It's one of the side tunnels.
Yeah, it's best
Yeah,
if
the
we keep
smaller
moving.
offshoot, probably only about, so the tunnel that you guys are currently traveling in is a wider tunnel. It's probably about 10-foot high ceiling and probably about 10 feet wide. The offshoot tunnel is probably about 4 feet tall, and it's a kind of a circular offshoot. whereas this is more of a, it's not square, but it's not quite round. It's almost like arched, I guess.
Well, Ewan, are we supposed to continue down this tunnel? Correct.
Do I know?
That's your best guess.
I think so.
I don't think we can tarry any longer than we already have.
Let's get moving.
All right. So you continue on and you guys begin to notice that something in the air has changed. The smell isn't quite as bad, but also you're feeling kind of a breeze. Yes, it's a squound tunnel.
Yes.
As you turn the corner, you can see the tunnel is lit from the ground up. And the tunnel opens into a circular drop shaft that's much wider than the tunnel you're currently in. From where you are, there are chains that hang down from above.
More chains.
That's kind of harsh. Ewan, was this always part of the sewage system here?
I'm not sure. I didn't really come down to the sewers. Mostly just run around up top.
Do we hear anything coming from this direction? Any peculiar noises that wouldn't be expected in the sewer?
Yeah. You hear a screech that echoes through the wall, the tunnels, but you can tell, despite the distortion, it's coming from deep down in from wherever that light source is. So you guys haven't yet approached the edge. You're just kind of seeing in front of you that it opens up into a larger room, that there's a light that seems to be coming from the bottom, illuminating the chains that are hanging from above.
Somehow I don't think this is typical architecture for the Silver Flame. Shall we continue?
So,
Yeah, I'll walk up to the edge and look down.
You want
so
to push the light out?
as you walk up to the edge and look down, you see that this circular drop shaft descends probably about 50 feet or so, and then below that the ground has completely fallen out, and you're actually seeing hundreds of meters below the river Styx.
So how far is it to get to the other side of this tunnel?
It's about the diameter of the drop shaft is like 30 feet, probably. So it's about 30 feet to get to the other side. And you can feel the updraft of hot air coming from below, and the light is the fires and the daylight from Fernia rising up into this dark tunnel.
I think the best hope is for us
I
to...
swear to fucking God. You're why Lisa yells at me.
Okay. Thought he was yelling at Lisa.
Bring it up. Now, well, perhaps our best move would be to fall back a little bit until we find another way up to the surface and then go to the bridge from there, as opposed to trying to cross this 30-foot gap.
Is there nothing? What about above again?
So the drop shaft goes up about 30 feet, and that's where you can see the anchors for many of these chains, which you're guessing are safety chains.
Well, what are they
Safety
tied
chains.
off to?
Metal anchors in the ceiling. And some of whatever it is that transferred Flamekeep to Fernia, when the bottom of the land was ripped away, and in this section you could see that the chains are not all broken like evenly. Some of them are broken higher or lower, but they're all now kind of dangling in the air below.
Did we see any other ways out of the sewer behind us on our journey here?
No, because once again, there's still any potential grates or anything. The pyroclastic cloud still remains, or there's rubble blocking the grate.
Well, we have the option of one person going from chain to chain with a rope or two and tying it off on each one, or putting it through there, but that's very dangerous.
How high is right above this 30-foot hole, I assume, is the whole ceiling basically open up to
No.
wherever these anchors are? What I'm
No,
trying to figure out is if my mother did a long jump across, is she just going to slam into the ceiling at some point and drop? Or is there enough room for her to actually make a nice arcing jump across?
oh, she could definitely make an arcing jump across very easily, especially with her ring of jumping. So that's not an issue. And the ceiling, when you look up, you see that there's several, it looks like drains. So this may have been some kind of central collection area.
I'm a bit worried about having Lux jump across, mainly because of the fact that I know her hip isn't what it used to be, and I don't want her to hurt herself.
Also, everybody who's standing
90
at the
feet.
edge, give me a Constitution save.
Hey, 9!
You said everybody, right?
Yeah,
By the edge.
everybody who's been standing at the edge.
Oh, I mean, I guess I probably have been.
Lux?
I'm taking everybody's word for it.
Oh, okay. So you're not even at the edge. Okay.
Think about her hip. Think about it.
So Alyssa, as you look over the edge, just seeing the huge height, it kind of gives you that feeling of like unease and dizziness, and it's like you find yourself swaying a little bit and really
Vertigo.
that weird feeling that you get as you're encountering heights that you don't expect.
Okay, I'll step back then, if I can.
Yeah, you can.
Suddenly, tentacle! No!
I was thinking you were going to like step on some poo and slip
Yeah, really.
Roll a step back.
Pooh, it's the new banana peel for a
Actually, no.
modern, more sensible audience.
It works for Japanese game shows too, as well as
Whip-
tentacles.
Whiplash shit.
What whiplash damage do I take from reviewing the shit? Boy,
We
I will
saw my
step back
mother
and feel
jump
it.
90 feet when we fought the chain devil.
Well,
This would be easy for her.
I have rope and pittons if we want to go ahead and give a rope to your mother and have her pitten one side into that side and then we pitten one side into this side.
Yes, I'm hoping she can find something to tie it off to, but
Just in case, it would be a good idea to send her over with it.
yes, I'm not so concerned about her hip. I am concerned about her hammer arm strength to get that pitten wedged in tight. Ever since we fought the shadow, she has been looking weaker than normal.
Well, what would we like to do
But,
besides standing
yeah.
here?
If she can't find up a way to tie off the rope, she can always jump back over.
Mhm.
For her, 30 feet is as nothing.
Should we make sure, just in case you did say that she's become weakened by those shadowy creatures? I know if my strength were drained, I would not be able to jump very far.
Yes, but in Mike's world, monks jump using dexterity.
Oh, that's fucking right. Jesus Christ.
Or whatever the in-game
Fucking
equivalent is of that.
Run across the air.
We have spoken to the gods, and they say that the monk uses dexterity in this world.
Crouching tiger monks here.
Crouching tiger, hidden monk.
Lux, you're hearing everybody talking about you and making these suggestions for you to do these things. What are your thoughts? Are you reacting at all, or?
I've pretty much tuned most of this out anyway, so I'm watching to make sure somebody doesn't sneak up on us.
Okay, so everybody's kind of over here talking by the edge or close to the edge. You're just looking in the other direction.
Mother,
What?
what do you think?
About what?
About our plan to have you jump across this hole with a rope that you can tie off on the other end so that we can all make it across.
I guess so.
Well, I think I should have swallowed.
I'll activate the ring of jumping.
What should we tie off the one end here first, and then you jump across, and then tie it off there? Do we have another hammer to send with you?
I think I only have one hammer.
I have a hammer, so as
Yeah,
long as
so
there's a hammer for both sides. Fine.
yeah, take my hammer and a couple of pittons.
You have my hammer.
Okay. And I do have some rope.
We got all the rope.
Yep.
Yeah, 50 feet of rope should be plenty to not only cross, but also have enough slack to tie it off.
It's the good stuff. It's hemp rope.
All right. So
All right, so who's are you guys just going to hammer a python into the space between some of the bricks, or are you guys looking for a place to tie it off around here on this side?
Nah,
Or?
I mean, I think let's find a good place for a piton.
Yeah. We want to give Lux as much rope as possible so that she can tie it off if needed.
Mm-hmm. So
Who's best at tying knots?
not me.
You know, Mike's gonna ask.
Not I, said the not tire.
Question is, is it a sleight of hand?
Depends. But Tony, when it comes to the piton or piton or however it's pronounced on your side, give me a survival check to see what you determine to be the best place to do that.
You
Okay.
know what, I believe this is worth an action point.
It might be. It might be.
A little better, I guess.
Depends on if you want us to level up or not.
Level 6, here I come. I
I'm
got
going
action
down,
surge
I'm
at
going
level
first.
6.
So Tony, you feel like you found a pretty good spot. You're able to hammer it in fairly well. It seems tight, and you know, with your survival check that also includes the tying of the knots, and you feel like it's fairly well done. You pull on it a few times, it doesn't seem to give at all. So
Good, because it's got to hold a lot of weight.
I like to think he found a spot and he's like, I think this is a good spot. And then a roach ran across it and it crumbled. He's like, let's use this other spot.
This spot's slightly better.
Honestly, I had the thought of using like two. So like using one, tie up one end and then like double back and tie off on another one, and then I don't know.
Let's see how much slack we have.
Real question is, are you going to pee on it?
Is that how we're gonna make it?
Strengthens whatever you're tying.
Everything. It strengthens everything if you pee on it.
It does. Piss on it.
Those this potion of giant strengths.
It's just piss.
So anyways, so you guys tie that off. So I assume then you hand the other side off to Lux, and you said you guys were going to give her some pitons and a hammer as well.
Yes.
So you have some too, right, Alyssa?
Yes, I do. I have 10.
All right, so I will have hammered off a couple here. So I also had 10, so I'll mark off 10 or 2 of them here, and then you can give Lux 1 or 2.
I'll give Lux 4 of them just to be 100% sure in case one of them breaks or something. I have zero faith.
All right, so Lux, you have the other end of the rope. You have these pitons. You have a hammer.
Yep. Jump across.
All right. So give me a survival check to see if you can find an area that would be able to accept a piton that you can hammer it into. Or you can give me a perception check to try and, well, we'll go with that.
Go with the survival.
So you managed to find a perfect spot and it accepts the piton very well. You're able to hammer it in even despite your limited amount of strength. You can leverage the hammer well enough using gravity so you don't have to hammer it too hard. The knot you tie is probably the most pristine knot you've ever tied before. And while you're doing that, you're hammering, it echoes down the hallway. Give me a perception check.
Let's Good that all these creatures are about to attack are all deaf and they don't hear it.
Yeah. So, Lux, you do hear a kind of rumble, like that in response to the echo,
Mm-hmm.
and a message coming for you.
Don't accept it, Peter. It's a trap.
You just have to hold them off long enough for us to get across.
Wait, we're going to try and get across? We see something on that side. We're not going anywhere near it. We're getting level 6.
I think we've discovered that only works with Tony's character.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to push Tony's character just slightly while he's on the edge.
Don't
Oh, I
roll
would.
one.
I'd feel bad if I went ahead and pushed Tony's character. I love him too much. As a friend.
I'll figure out how to bring Pyelius back.
It just wouldn't be the same.
I just say, I don't think you want any of this. Take a big puff.
Okay, so strangely enough, the thing that you guys on your side hear is you hear the hammering of the piton, and then it stops for a moment, and Lux just says, "I don't think you want any of this." She lights up one of her blunts.
The hell is she talking to? Is that secure over there?
No idea.
You might want to hurry up.
What's going on? Why do we need to hurry up suddenly?
Something said food.
Who said food?
I don't know.
Toss it food, whatever it is. You got food. Give it to
Yeah,
it.
maybe it's hungry. Feed it quickly.
And well, let's I had the idea of using another rope to use one of us heavy people to go over to the other side and be a secondary anchor for a second rope. But if we have to rush, then that might not be an option. One at a time, people. One at a time.
All right.
Okay, I'll go
Another
first.
message coming out to you, Lux.
So I would go over to Alyssa and say, Alyssa, do you have any concerns about having to climb over this hole?
I'm not exactly comfortable about it, but I'm going to have to take care of it at some point or another. A bit nervous. I'm not one for heights normally, but what other choice do we have?
I am sure the flame will protect you. And I place a hand on your shoulder and enhance your strength.
And I piss myself.
I should have enhanced your constitution, apparently.
Yes.
That was very loud. Whatever that was. All right.
So
So
that should at least negate your
Disadvantage.
disadvantage. And your carrying capacity doubles.
Oh, so it's at, what is that? Just about 12,000 now, if I recall correctly.
You only have to get the one U across. It's like reverse carrying capacity.
So how high are the chains that are hanging in the air?
30 feet up is the ceiling and the anchors.
Hmm.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I need to get this over with quick. I don't want to be here any longer than I have to.
I tell everybody to wait, and I'm going to jump up and see if I can catch the grab onto the anchors above. Jump up and catch the chains.
You can certainly jump up that high. The question is if you actually manage to catch the chains. So give me an athletics check to see if you catch the chain and if you're able to hold yourself up.
The worst one. The worst one.
Wah, wah.
Level 6. Here we come.
You do have action points.
Yeah, I guess I got to
Yeah.
use one. Got to use that. That's better.
Okay, so you are able to catch a chain, and more importantly, hold yourself up. Although it is a strain, you can feel your arms shaking from the difficulty because you are lower in strength, and it's also a difficult grip to actually hold on to chains like that. They're not like ropes that are made for this sort of thing. So so you guys from your end, you see all of a sudden Lux turn
Circle
around,
down.
jump up to the ceiling, and just hold herself there.
What the hell is she doing?
Lux, what are you doing?
There's a creature back over here.
Okay.
Can you tell what it is?
It's nasty looking.
All right, Alyssa, I think it's your go here.
Oh, why did you say that?
Lux, give me a D4. Okay. That's the number of rounds that you can continue to hold yourself up this way on the chain.
Okay.
24 seconds.
I'll start shimmying my way across because we have to secure that side, even if there is something else there. I don't have a choice, so off I go.
All right. So Alyssa, you're trying to cross the chasm. How are you doing it? How are you holding yourself up on the rope?
No, I've got arms and legs wrapped around it. I've got one leg on the side and one leg hanging down for balance. I've got the other two hands, and I'm just pulling myself across.
Okay. So you are still limited to half your movement.
Yep.
But if you're using your full action and move action, that should give you enough to cross the chasm. I do need you to give me an athletics check to see how well you do with this.
I don't have disadvantage. Yeah, 28.
Good thing it's not disadvantage.
Yeah.
Solomon
All hail Solomon! I'll get to the other side and set up a defensive position.
Okay. So you get to the other side, but unlike the side on Solomon's side, it's complete darkness over here.
Yes.
And you don't have dark vision,
Nope.
unlike Lux.
I just have the little light I'm getting from behind me from the pit of
Oh.
death.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you are basically almost completely blind.
I don't have much of a choice in the matter, unfortunately. Now just stand here in whatever defensive position I can. But nothing else I can do. Okay, everyone, I made it. It's not that bad.
Okay, so
So I was
Just
watching the
wondering,
ropes.
does neither your evil shield nor evil sword cast any light?
Sadly not. I don't think so.
You mean we don't have some light from below?
Well, yeah,
Faint
but
below at least?
it's behind me. I probably have like 10 feet of dim light in front of me, and that's it.
I mean, it's something.
I'm practically blind here.
okay, so Alyssa, something emerges from the darkness in front of you, and it's you only begin to see it when it's a few inches away from you, and by that time it's too late to react.
Hello there.
So
Oh, hello.
wait a minute.
Is us doing D20 rolls?
Yeah, that's fine. So does a 20 and a 21 hit you?
Yes, they do.
Okay. So
At least they weren't shove attacks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, it could be a fighter with shrewd fighter, and maybe it is about to shove me as a bonus action. Ooh, those are good numbers.
so you take 11 damage as multiple spiked tentacles lash out at you. And since you're still fairly close to the edge, give me a dexterity save to avoid tripping and falling down into the chasm below.
Let me check.
Doesn't actually need to shove.
It's a 15.
Okay, so
I
you
don't know if this is
managed to avoid getting knocked down, but now that you have had a moment, after you suffer this barrage of attacks, and from the other side, you guys can see these kind of spiked tentacles coming from the darkness and swiping at Alyssa. Alyssa, this is what you see.
Let me look at the
I would
screen.
take that moment to say, Ewan, you go next. And then I would start casting the light cantrip again on Ewan.
I don't know
On
what it
what?
is, but based on all
On
the
you.
tentacles,
What of me? Just me?
the
As a
fist.
person?
Sure.
I'm just fucking glowing.
Ewan is the new Kevin.
On the jacket, of course. The
Yes.
clean jacket. If I have to touch anything.
Mostly clean.
Okay.
Like it's a duster, so like the bottom is pretty
Hey.
dirty, but
We don't want to make the light spell dirty for later. It has to be on the cleanish duster. I
probably
don't
the
know what
cleanest
this
clothes
is,
amongst us.
but based on all the tentacles, I'm guessing it's Japanese.
It's probably an Altiug.
So Alyssa,
I'm on my
you can get a chance to make an attack
Oh my God.
at disadvantage because you're kind of surprised, but I'm still going to give you that ability to act.
Would I get, because I used my full action and my movement to get over here.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
probably wouldn't have a chance to attack then.
Okay. Yeah. So Lux, you have another 3 rounds before your strength gives out.
I I see this thing attack Alyssa, right?
Yeah. And you see it much more clearly than everybody else because of your dark vision.
Can I jump? Can I swing and try to jump and attack it?
Yes.
Okay.
Give me an acrobatics check to see how close you get to it. Okay, yeah, you're able to land right next to it if you want.
Okay. So I'm going to attack it. Yes. Want me to go ahead and attack? Okay. 20 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
How let's see. How's this shit work? And he's got him. I'm going to try a stunning strike.
Okay.
So he's got to make a con save. Okay, he sucks. All right. Second attack, 13. That's not good.
That'll hit.
Okay.
Are you gonna try another stunning strike? Or are you gonna use your martial arts or flurry of blows?
Yeah, I'm going to try another stunning strike with that one.
Okay.
Okay. And I think I have one more like bonus action attack, right?
Yeah. Unless you want a flurry, which will give you 2.
No. I'll just hit him with that.
All right. So with that, there's an echo as Lux strikes this thing, which released echoes of thwacks as she punches into its hide, and she can sense that, Lux, you can feel beneath your hands the feeling of bones breaking beneath your strikes, and everybody hears like a squeal, and then also everybody hears a voice within their head. It's not audible, it's in their head, and it says, "Ouch, fear, hide." And the thing tries to run away. So Alyssa and Lux, you guys could use your reactions to do opportunity attacks if you want.
Based on what I just heard, I'm probably like, wait, this thing is sentient? It can talk? At least in our mind? I probably wouldn't do an opportunity attack against it if it's running away now for some reason. And if it seems to have some thought process and the ability to know fear and pain.
Okay.
Could be
Lux?
reasoned with.
Oh, can I tell how badly it's hurt?
The thing is too strange for you to really be able to get a good sense of it, but you assume, based on how hard your strikes were and how it responded, that you hurt it very badly.
I let it run away and just yell, "Not food!"
Okay. So you kind of hear it continuing to squeal a few times as it runs back into the darkness.
Okay.
Also, this side of the chasm is a dead end.
I really like that you guys didn't kill it. So Alyssa and Lux, I'm going to give you guys bonus action points. So just so you guys know, those bonus action points, unlike regular action points, they do not disappear at the end of the session. They carry over, and you don't use up your bonus action points until you're out of action points.
Okay. Interesting. Makes sense to kill the damn thing. It looks so defenseless and sad.
After a minute, Alyssa and Lux, go ahead and give me either history or nature checks.
Plus 0 or plus 0.
+1 or +1 with disadvantage. I know nothing. I die from this, in fact. My brain hurts.
You're pondering what this was so hard
Hard.
that you're not paying attention. You slip and fall.
Yeah,
Into the
just
chasm.
step backwards into the chasm.
Yep.
Okay, Lux, I'm gonna text you.
Don't be using up all my data.
Oh shit.
All right. So I sent you guys what you learned from your checks.
Since I get a buzz on my jitterbug phone and look at it.
What's that?
I get a buzz on my jitterbug phone.
Is that a land squid? One of the legendary creatures of the dark. I should have known as much.
Oh, it's a OT egg. Something.
Egg. What is
Usually
that?
it's garbage.
Like junk mail, or what do you mean?
But that's a juvenile. So there's a bigger one down here.
Is it something we should be afraid of? What do you know of these creatures?
What I just told you.
That it's a... Are they dangerous? Are they friendly? Are they... What?
So meanwhile, Ewan and Solomon are getting ready to move across the rope, trying to help Alyssa and Lux, who are clearly in danger, but now they're just kind of shooting the shit as these squeals kind of go off into the darkness in the tunnel beyond.
But yeah, no, it's dark over there, so we can't see.
Right.
I'll be able to see in a minute.
Well, you can see them
When I get
because
over
they're at the very edge of the light.
You cast light on me, so
Right, so now the jacket is glowing.
So Ewan, you're making the trip across the chasm.
I was, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Clicked it. All right.
Okay.
There we go.
You're able to make it across pretty easily.
As I should.
And now, so you make it across. You're with Alyssa and Lux now, and you enter the conversation just as you hear Alyssa claimed that it was a land squid, while Lux says no, it was an otyug.
I, as a player, said it was an OTG. Because what else would be in the fucking sewers?
Gelatinous cubes. You can all run
Black.
into invisible gelatinous cubes.
Black
Sure.
puddings.
Shouldn't be any black puddings at this level. Not quiet. Fuck us up real bad.
Yeah, you think I make all the encounters balanced?
Yeah, I'm just
That's
saying,
cute.
you really think? Yeah.
Just telling you ahead of time. I mean, I don't know. Perhaps I know what an Otyug is.
You can go ahead and give me a history or a knowledge check.
No,
I'm pretty certain
No,
it's a land
I don't
squid at
visit the
end of
sewers
day.
of these places.
You've never heard of an otyug, but you've also never heard of a land squid.
Yeah, land squid sounds weird, honestly.
My great uncle was killed by a land squid. I remember it well. It was terrible.
Yeah, sure you have. Well, okay. Well, shall we do that? What does that mean? I mean, that's the way forward.
Well,
Might have to
according
kill the bigger one.
well, maybe the bigger one will be happy that we didn't go ahead and kill its child.
I think I'll let you talk to it then.
How did we talk to it exactly, now that I think about it? It was in our heads, if I recall.
Is Solomon making his way across, or is he pondering the? Is he cutting the rope and then leaving us?
Yep. I'm going back to the keep. It's
yeah.
safe there. Screw you guys.
I'm just waiting for your role playing to stop.
Oh, feel free to come in anytime. We can roleplay with you as well.
So I would make my way across.
All right. All right. So you do it fairly easily, no issues. So now you guys are all on the other side. Ewan's jacket now illuminating the room as Heavenfall is no longer glowing as it was. Because light only does one object at a time, correct?
Pretty sure.
Oh,
Look it up.
it didn't light
to
up
an
on
hour.
its own. You always cast light on it.
Yeah, the spell ends if you cast it again.
Huh.
Or dismiss it.
Well, Ewan, you are the glowing one. Would you like to lead the way?
I mean, I guess. I'm not sure how I feel about being the beacon for all of these creatures, but
Ewan, come now. We use the proper term in this group. Bait.
I'm
Yeah, I
not
was
sure how I
secretly
feel about
just
being
jealous.
the bait of the group. Yes.
Much better.
I was just jealous of the coat, so
That's a nice coat you got there. Be a shame if something happened to you and I got that coat. Take it off before we get in a fight. How's that sound? Don't get too much blood on my new coat.
So you
Listen,
guys,
don't test me. I can't light a cigar down here. I might fucking explode the methane.
what's
I have it.
methane? This is fantasy.
yeah.
I
There's no
didn't.
methane.
You mean brimstone?
Yeah, the
The sulfurous smell down here.
So you guys continue moving forward. Ewan, you're continuing to follow your best guess.
I mean, I'm always looking out for a moment when we can go up.
Right, and it continues to appear as if, you know, the pyroclastic cloud is still above, and because anytime you cross an actual opening to up the surface, you guys get that that blast of hot air with the, heavy ash kind of falling from the openings, and you continue to hear like the strikes of thunder and lightning above. And sometimes you're even, the strikes are so close or so strong, you're even feeling the rumble within the sewer. So unfortunately, it's still raging up top, but eventually you do get to an area that kind of has a downgrade. It starts sloping, and it gets somewhat steep, still traversable, but it is a bit steep. But everybody give me perception checks. Ewan, yours are at disadvantage because of the brightness of the coat.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's too much in your eyes, and you can't really maneuver it.
The coat's here. I'm not like going like this.
You got this light under your eyes going like.
It's like open though.
It's fine either way.
I fucking rolled shit, so
Yeah. So continuing the trend for perception checks for Ewan. So Alyssa and Solomon, you guys notice that on the walls.
Alyssa's a disadvantage.
I have disadvantage.
Okay, so Solomon, I'm just gonna send it to you then.
You know, if Lux just picked up a couple levels of Barbarian and took Totem Spirit Tiger, your long jump would be 168 feet. I think it's worth it.
That's not enough. Talk to me when we're at 210.
That's hard to get. Could get to 192 if you took a fighter, champion, and got remarkable athlete.
Yep.
All right. Send.
Oh, there you go. You need champion and barbarian, tiger spirit, and then just get the boots of striding and springing. 576 feet.
There you go.
Damn.
Actually, no, let me think about that.
Almost 2 full football fields.
From a standing start, 342 feet.
Well, that's not worth it.
Didn't
then.
say anything about landing though.
High jump of 117 feet, and it doesn't say anything about landing.
And if you get this prodigy feat, you can go ahead and give yourself expertise in athletics or in acrobatics.
Yeah. That's
Just like picturing the old Morrowind game, right? You find that one guy that falls out of the sky and he drops and he has those scrolls on him that gives you like 5,000 jump for 2 seconds or whatever.
oh yeah, jumping jack or whatever.
Yep.
So if you use the scroll and you jump, but it wears off before you land and you die.
Well, that's why you go to the wizard school and you make a spell with it. That's even better.
Or I've seen a guy like fucking crazy, like the speed run, right? Where he uses it and he knows exactly how to jump to where whenever before he lands, he can hit the door and go inside. Like he presses the button before he touches the ground and he just loads in. and no death.
That's
Ridiculous.
that's rolling into your fall.
Yeah, tuck and roll, tuck and roll.
So how big are these openings on the walls?
Maybe a foot in diameter. Maybe not even 8 inches, maybe.
I mean, I would assume everybody just notices this, so I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. So you guys do notice that going down the slope every 20 feet, there appears to be a chain hanging down in the center of the tunnel.
Okay.
And this tunnel is a little bit more narrow. The ceiling is probably like 10 feet high, but now it's gotten to maybe be 6 feet wide.
Does it look like the amount of flow is accumulating as we go further?
Well, so have you guys started going down the slope yet?
I don't see why not.
Yeah,
It's our
if that's
only
the
way
direction
forward,
to
right? There's no
go.
other paths.
Okay. Who's going first?
Ewan.
Probably me.
He glows.
All right. So Ewan,
I would be second.
you take a couple of steps and then give me either dexterity or acrobatics check. Okay.
Not terrible. Slippery, obviously.
So it is very slick, and because of the slope, your feet come up from under you. You fall, knocking the wind from your chest, and begin sliding down the slope.
You said there's these chains though, right? I'm gonna grab one of the motherfuckers.
Okay, so you can use
Son of a
your
bitch!
reaction to attempt to grab the chain using an athletics check or a straight dexterity check.
Athletics. I'm
Okay.
writing it down.
So about halfway down, you're able to grab the chain and stop yourself from going any further. So right now you're just kind of holding on to it. If you want, you can attempt to stand up and find some kind of solid footing. That's that.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I should be able to hoist myself upwards.
yeah. So you can hoist yourself upwards, and you can find some ground to stay on, but continuing to move down will risk more sliding.
Sure. Let's look back up. How far have I moved down?
About halfway, so probably about 40 feet or so. Also,
Meanwhile,
your jacket is shining, and so everybody sees Tony very clearly, but now you guys are all
in darkness, yeah.
in
So-
darkness. Tony, that's when you notice that you look at the sides of this tunnel, and
Mhm.
there are regular openings where there's a steady stream of this sludge that seems to be pooling and collecting along this ramp.
All right.
So I
Um,
would turn to everyone else and say, well, obviously this ramp is especially slippery, and I am obviously going to slip and fall. There is no question. I might as well just dive down the ramp, because there's also no chance I catch the chains in the darkness.
You could go ahead. You could go ahead and cast light on yourself or someone else, so you can see.
The slip and slide down this motherfucker right here.
I must say, I am very tired of this character. I need a new one.
I'm just gonna go ahead and embrace the moment in this hellhole. I'm gonna find one moment of joy, even if it is my last.
No, with that, I will just deeply sigh and take one step, and then use all of my acrobatic prowess to.
Every fucking bit of it, he will. Every goddamn bit of it.
All of your acrobatic prowess.
Well, you might as well roll again. You might die on the way down, man.
I'm
Right.
hoping I slam into you, holding onto the chain.
I was gonna try and get you, but I don't
Yeah,
know
so
if I can handle
Level
that.
6. Level 6. Level.
Roll again.
Let's see how you break your spine.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, hey.
So not quite a critical fail, but still a pretty hard fail. Yeah, so you begin sliding so quickly down this ramp. Solomon, if you want to use your reaction to try and catch Ewan, and if Ewan, you are far enough away that you can't really see what's going on. So you see Solomon coming at you, but it's kind of too quick to react.
I mean, I imagine I'm kind of like looking up, like, because I was about to say something. He's, 40 feet away. I should be able to hear him.
40 feet away is exactly the range of light.
Yeah. So like, and then I just see this sort of shadowy figure go, huh? Like, oh, here we go.
Okay. So if you guys want, you can make that attempt. So that would be, let me see. So Ewan, that would be a check on you, athletics or dexterity. And Solomon, you're wearing heavy armor.
Yep.
It's going to be a disadvantage because he's wearing heavy armor.
Yeah, but like I'm really strong though. I guess I
strong.
slow you down.
Well,
You do have action points.
Yeah, no, not for this.
so I will say, Ewan, you did not roll well enough to catch Solomon, but you managed to get 1 point ahead of Solomon bowling into you and knocking you down with him.
Oh, look at me.
So Solomon, you proceed down this slope, getting faster and faster, and eventually you come to the edge and you go airborne. Now you're in complete darkness, so you don't see what is going on. All you know is that you fall, you're airborne and in free fall for a moment, and then you fall into a wet substance, and it's shocking. So of course your mouth is open, your eyes are open, so it goes all in there, and you are just overcome with instant nausea and regret. Now
I
it's
don't know how I could be regretting it since
Nausea and
I
regret.
knew this was coming.
well, it's not so deep that you can stand up. It's about waist deep, but it's like all the worst things that you can imagine. You just took a face first dive into. So give me a Constitution save. Okay. So you now have the poisoned condition.
Ooh.
And you're going to continue to have that until you have an opportunity to either clean your armor or change your clothing.
Which is never going to happen.
We'll do a tetanus
On our
shot.
next long rest in 3 or 4 days.
So everybody else, you just hear this whoop and plop.
Oh dear. Solomon, Ewan, are you two okay?
You should be able to see me.
What exactly happened? Are you two okay?
Well, I can't speak for the other one, but I'm fine.
I'm
Solomon?
not even sure. I'm not sure if I'm
Perhaps-
how far away I am, but I imagine at this moment I'm still unable to speak.
Perhaps you guys should hurry on down here. Yeah.
I think so. Give me a moment, and I'm going to take out my torch and light it. And start making my way
I know I
down.
can't see him.
I'll start making my way down with a lit torch.
Well, your dexterity, I can check.
Yeah, what dexterity? I have disadvantage on them.
Wait, so Alyssa, you're going to light a torch?
I should be able to. Oh, even better. I actually have a lantern still I can light instead. That's a sealed
So
container
now
light.
all that methane.
I mean, we did have a torch on in the sewers earlier as well.
Did we?
Right.
That was no
So
problem.
as you start trying to, so wait a minute, are you trying to use like a flint to light the lantern, or how are you lighting it?
I believe. Let me see how these lanterns function in this game. I think it requires another fire source to light the lantern because it's an oil lantern. Probably
Okay.
has an internal mechanism of some kind. I'm
Okay,
not sure what
so-
it is.
So as you're trying to light a fire source, give me a survival check.
Oh dear. All these things with disadvantage.
Okay.
Seems legit.
Lux, give me a survival check.
What am I trying to survive?
Death.
There was actually a smarter way for Solomon to have acted, but he wouldn't have thought of it. So I just went with, and he steps off the ledge. You know, but if you guys think about it, it may make more sense for Alyssa to like lower Lux down on a rope rather than just also step off the edge and do a Solomon.
So Ewan, are you going to continue to kind of be there while everybody else is making their way down? Or
That
are
was
you
the-
gonna start?
That was the goal, yeah.
Okay.
To be the person, the middle person here. That's why I told them to hurry, because Solomon's down there by himself.
Peter, you got my message?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Alyssa, you are doing what you need to light that lantern.
Yep.
And, you know, after it's on for a little bit, you notice that it's kind of changing color, and every so often it seems to like pop and spark.
Oh, that's not good. In that case, I'll definitely turn it off if it's sparking and popping.
Okay.
That's the last thing I need. Well, I'll have to jump down by the light of Ewan and make my way down by the beacon.
You'll
The
know
Ewan is
Solomon is
lit.
in trouble when that light goes out because it means Solomon needed the light. Actually, that's true. I'm already poisoned. What am I going to be? A double disadvantage attacking the giant Otyugh?
Wait, the beacon of Ewan is lit. Solomon needs help.
Okay, so Alyssa, you're trying to make your way down now?
Yep.
All right.
Making our way down.
Give me you could do acrobatics.
Okay.
Wait a minute, is that right? Yeah.
Said dexterity
dex.
or acrobatics last time.
Yeah, dexterity or acrobatics.
Oh, my acrobatics is higher. Disadvantage, go! It's a nat 1.
Yes.
Roll it
So
again.
I die.
All right.
It's a terrible 7. It's a horrendous failure.
I do imagine Solomon took a single step onto the ramp and then immediately shot off.
I do have an action point. I will use one of my action points here.
Okay.
That's better.
All right. So not as bad as it was going to be.
Yeah.
Still not great. So Ewan, are you going to try and stop this train wreck that is Alyssa?
I mean, if it looks like Alyssa needs help, then I will assist in at least slowing her down.
And Alyssa, you're wearing heavy armor?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so the check is going to be a disadvantage. You can do either a flat dexterity or athletics.
Listen, I told you I'm really strong. See, look at that.
Okay. So you do actually manage to stop Alyssa. The force of it feels like it's going to pull out one of your shoulders because you're holding on to the chain. You catch her by the nape of the back of her armor, which Alyssa does not feel good for you, but you are no longer falling. And Ewan and Alyssa working together, you guys could pull yourselves up using the chain.
Nice catch.
Although that
Yeah.
would have been a perfect time for a crit fail and like your armor just gets pulled off over your head, but you keep sliding.
I like to imagine this entire game is just Mike's crusade against heavy armor.
All right, so Lux, you've seen all of this going down, and unlike everybody else, you have dark vision, so you've been seeing everything pretty clearly. Except Solomon. Solomon just went off into the darkness because it's beyond your dark vision.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to try to cautiously move down this slime.
Okay. Give me an
You can just
acrobatic.
Legolas this shit.
Acrobatics, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you make it look easy. You kind of you're kind of sliding with grace, and you're kind of like going from chain to chain, like and it's just for you kind of a pleasant and enjoyable experience.
There's a pirouette, a triple axle.
Sow cow. I got to get a sow cow in there.
Triple Lindy.
And as you get to the bottom, you use the last chain to kind of stop you at the edge.
Okay.
And what you see is that this is a large cistern, and below you see Solomon coming up from this pool of dark sludge. I mean, of course it's dark because your dark vision is black and white, but it is definitely, you can tell the stench gets considerably worse the farther down you go. You do see that there is a ledge kind of going all the way around this cistern, and on the other side there is another kind of sloping tunnel going up, but then there's also kind of on, so if you're facing ahead to your left there and your right, there are smaller tunnels that seem to go kind of straight out.
How far is the cistern down? Do I know?
It is, it's probably like 10 feet. And you do see that there is a ladder right next to you going down into it, and there's also one on the other side.
So, Solomon, there's a ladder over here.
I continue to cough as I'm choking on shit. Also over here, I don't, can I figure out where she is?
Yeah, I mean, she's close enough that you can hear her voice well enough that you know which general direction she's in.
Because as someone who used to play in like in the storm tunnels underneath Philadelphia, I know you can't always figure out where sounds are coming from because they echo off the
echo
walls.
bed, yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. But thankfully, you're close enough to her that the echoes sound noticeably different. All right, Ewan and Alyssa. How are you guys going to proceed down? You're about halfway there.
Carefully.
So how far between chains?
20 feet.
20 feet.
Okay. So hear me out, right?
I'm trying.
We'll go. So I'll hang on to one, right? To one
Okay.
chain. And then you grab my other hand, and then I'll just stretch out. And then you stretch out and you see if you can, how close you can get to that chain.
I have 50 feet of rope. I could give you one end of the rope and I can make my way down to the other chain. Then I'll hold on to that chain and the rope and then you can go
Well,
down.
we
by
can't
the-
guarantee that you'll make it down to that chain.
If you're holding the rope, it'll be a lot easier as I just come down with you holding on to the rope.
Well, we should have done that to begin with, huh?
If we should have, but no one thought about it. Let's do that.
Yeah, the other thing is it's only like 6 feet across this tunnel. So
Yes.
you might be able to find something to like wedge it against either wall.
Well, we don't really need to wedge it. I mean, just one person holds the chain and the rope, and the other person goes down, then it switches.
Mhm. I'm just saying, I was thinking, no, Solomon wouldn't think of that. Solomon steps off the edge.
So, should we try the rope method first?
Well, I mean, no, I mean it's only if it's only 6 feet wide, that's like pretty narrow.
Just hold out both arms and go.
Well, no, the shit's coming off the walls.
Yeah. So
But like it should be easy if we're ready to just slide down into the next chain.
sounds like a terrible idea.
Listen,
Or we could do it the safe and efficient
it's not
way.
that safe. We're gonna have to figure out how to tie a rope while we're on the slick shit.
Why are we tying ropes? Just hold the damn thing on your arm. Tie the rope to your wrist if you like, and then each of us have one end of the rope on each wrist, and we make our way down from there.
All right, give me a rope. Listen,
Well,
I was trying
offer
to make
my
this
rope.
more entertaining. It's fine.
I know you would. That's fine. You don't have to impress me. I'm impressed enough by your fighting ability as is.
So I'll hang
Okay.
on to the rope.
We'll do it the rope method.
So who is acting as anchor and who is going down?
I'll be the anchor first because he can actually see where he's going because his coat glows.
Okay. So, Alyssa, you are holding on to the rope.
Yep.
Ewan, you are holding on to the other. So you've let the rope go down, and Ewan, you are kind of using the rope to lower yourself slowly to the next chain, correct?
Right.
Okay. Alyssa, the
Yes.
chain that you're holding is pretty slick, and it's difficult to hold with that extra weight. So I
Okay.
do want you to make an athletics check to see how well you are able to do that while Ewan is trying to slowly lower himself to the next chain.
And I should still have, it should have been less than an hour, so I should still have enhanced ability from Solomon on.
That is accurate, yes.
Disadvantage cancelled. There
Okay.
we are.
So you are able to hold on to the rope or the chain while Ewan lowers himself to the next one.
I mean, I know with your Goliath and all that jazz, you're good on like carry stuff capacity, right? Because like with all my gear, I'm almost 300 pounds.
I can carry
he
just
is double from Goliath and double from enhanced ability.
Brawn.
So
and double from Brawny, so I can carry about 6,000 approximately right now. Pounds.
Seems absurd.
It
You
is.
could pick up a fucking elephant.
It is.
You can.
But
pick
that's
up
how I
an
run my
elephant.
games. Absurd is the name of the game.
It's something, all right.
What was that? Is there a velociraptor somewhere?
It's the predator, man.
Woodpecker.
We're walking through some weird shit here.
Okay, so Ewan, you managed to get to the next chain.
Cool.
Uh,
I'll get myself prepped on this chain. All right.
how are you prepping yourself on that chain?
You know, like wrap it around my hand, like my arm, right? And while I grab it.
Okay.
All right. Do your best to slide down here.
Okay, and I'll try shimmying as best I can, not to slide into
This
him.
literally only works one way.
It does, it does. Yep. But was this all a lot worse?
Okay.
So I'll make my way down.
So, Alyssa, you're sliding. You're not sliding as fast as you were, but you still are getting a pretty good clip. So, Ewan, give me an athletics check to see how well you're able to hold on to this chain and the rope.
Oh my fucking God. You know, it's fine. Let's fucking fall.
Okay.
I too love the poison condition.
So, unfortunately, Ewan, you rolled low enough that not only did you drop Alyssa, but you also failed to maintain your hold.
Uh-oh.
Alyssa, you're going too fast. You're going into the drink. And so give me a Constitution save.
Don't want me to do that. Right, that's not even Constitution. Oh,
Okay.
Jesus, that's a lot better than I thought I was going to do. Okay.
Okay, so you are just covered in the worst of the worst. But somehow you're able to hold back your revulsion much better than Solomon was able to. Ewan, you are also now sliding, but because you're not sliding as fast and you're closer to the edge, you are only about 20 feet. You can give me a dexterity or acrobatics check to see if you can stop yourself shy of going into this sludge. Because it's only 20 feet, I'm gonna say that that's good enough. So you manage to stop yourself just shy of this. So you're like at the edge of the ledge, like if a stiff breeze blew behind you, it would send you off into this puddle, this pit of sludge below. But you've managed to stabilize yourself on a penny's edge.
I'd like to think I caught him with the bow staff.
Lux helped a little bit as well.
Well, all right then. Where to next?
So now with the jacket illuminating the area, everybody can see that there is like a little ledge that you can walk around the outer perimeter of this cistern, which is a large circular kind of collection pit. There are ladders on the side that you're on and the other side. And there are also other tunnels perpendicular. The one across from you seems to go up and be a similar kind of collection slide for this sludge. But on either side, it's those ones seem to go straight. Ewan, give me a survival check.
How do I die?
You have to confirm.
Confirm
Got
your
an,
death.
got an action point?
Yeah, do you want to use an action point?
We do have a few
I
still.
only have the one left, but I guess so. Ugh. It's still not that great. I'm not that good at survival. I just been rolling okay.
So you're pretty sure the tunnel to the left is probably the direction you want to be heading to try and get to the bridge to cross into the dock district.
The one to the left, you said?
Yeah.
Yep.
And by now, Solomon and Alyssa, you guys have had enough time to climb out of this pit of sludge.
Oh, that was disgusting.
Yeah, part of the reason that you're not as affected, Alyssa, while Solomon went face first down into it, you managed to catch yourself on your feet. So it's gotten up to your waist, but it hasn't like immersed your entire body into it like Solomon's was.
Solomon, are you okay?
I vomit on your feet.
I noticed no difference.
Yes, I vomit on your feet, cleaning your feet slightly.
Yes, it's cleaner now. Somehow I think you could have been a bit more precise with your vomit, but that's perfectly fine. So, any plans, everyone?
Well, I think that is the quickest way to where we need to go, and just pointing towards the tunnel.
Well, nothing to lose then. We should get going as opposed to staying here too long. That creature might come looking for us after all.
Or the sewer velociraptors.
I like to think that not only Kurt were you saying that, but also Solomon is kind of hallucinating. Point. So, Tony, with the jacket of light, are you leading the way then?
Assuming I still have it, yeah.
Okay. So you guys make your way along a couple of different paths. Tony, Ewan is pretty sure that you guys are going in a pretty good direction. It seems like as you're finding access points to the city, it seems that this pyroclastic cloud, this really terrible weather seems to be subsiding somewhat. And finally you arrive in a section of sewer that opens into a large chamber. The tunnel that you emerge from is about 8 feet up from the floor of this chamber. And in the middle of it, you see a ladder leading to a manhole cover. And at this point, you can see through the holes of the manhole cover, there are streaks of orange light coming down, which from your perspective would only be showing through if the pyroclastic cloud was not there anymore and no longer obscuring the light of day.
Might be safe to go up.
Well, we should give it a try. It's better than staying down here.
Yes, it was a mistake not to simply stay in the volcanic cloud.
I don't think that's how it works, Sullivan. I don't think that's how it works. Anyway, we have places we need to go quickly.
Go have a look, yeah.
Well, how bright is the light? How bright is the light coming down from the manhole cover? The orange light.
It's about equivalent to a noon or 1 p.m. type light, although the light is orange because of the sky of Fernia and the way that light is kind of the sources of light.
And once we're gathered around the ladder, I would break the light spell on the jacket.
Well, who was the first one to go down?
Oh, it goes down?
No, but I mean, who steps down? Because it is, so you have
It's an 8 foot drop, right?
Yeah, it's an 8 foot drop.
Uh-oh. It's like Dragon's Lair. Somebody's going to step on it and the whole platform's going to start falling.
Whoever has the light.
Yeah, I am still sick, so I am definitely following at this point.
I can't see anything.
And I'm
I can't see anything. Whoever has light source should be the first one to go down.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Occasionally, I look at my mom, hoping she'll take care of me while I'm sick, and she's like, ugh, stay away.
Oh my God! You want me to risk my health for you, Solomon? Jesus.
All right.
I mean, to
so-
be fair, I am covered head to toe in shit.
Yeah.
Right? It is, I'm wearing chainmail, and it is soaked through my armor.
Don't you wish you prepared create water?
I have gray water, but
Oh.
I need a container. I can make it rain, but not for very long. I really need a container to hold the water so that I
Very
can use
quick
it to clean
downpour.
myself.
He can make it rain, but he can't go ahead and clean himself.
All right. So Ewan, you just jump down.
I mean, do I see anything else?
Death
It seems like an empty chamber.
of death.
You ever see Pitch Black?
Yes.
How's it looking there? Looks clear. Shit fucking flies out. I thought you said it looked clear. Or I thought you said it was clear. I said it looked clear.
Yeah.
Well, how's it look now?
was.
Looks clear.
Looks good. Yeah, exactly.
guess I'll fucking go down there.
Yeah, we can't level ourselves. So
All
This is
right.
the way we TPK, TPK, TPK. Oh,
So as you hop down, the minute that you do so, you notice that the smell of the sewer intensifies to a point that you did not expect and could not have thought possible. It's so bad that you immediately start gagging, gasping. It's burning your lungs. It's causing your eyes to burn and tear up and blinding you.
I think we
So
found
I
it,
need
guys.
I need you to give me a Constitution save and a Wisdom save.
joke's on you. He hasn't had functioning lungs in years.
I mean, that was kind of my idea, honestly. Not the functioning lungs thing, but definitely. God, fuck you.
Do you want to use your action point? Oh, you already did.
I
on the
did.
survival, didn't you?
You made me use it somewhere else.
I didn't make you do shit.
Didn't you, Mike? Didn't you?
All right, roll a
10 could have been
d4.
enough to not come to this thing. All right. What?
Roll a d4. Okay. So that is the damage that you take to your Constitution score. As the sewer gas is replacing air and causing you to gag, and also you, with everything happening, with your eyes burning, being unable to see, being unable to breathe, you become panicked. Now,
So the 16 con was insufficient?
yes. Give me another D4 roll. No, D8. So you get confused as to where you are and start heading at 9 o'clock.
Okay. I'll just jump down there and immediately a fucking assaulted. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. Fucking.
So you guys see Ewan gasping for air. He's hunched over. He's moving very slowly, but he seems to be moving in that 9 o'clock direction. And he's not doing well.
I mean, he's moving. He's just. I guess he's fine.
Ewan, are you okay?
Didn't see anybody attack him.
Ewan,
I'm
did
in
you
the
see
back
anything?
anyway.
Fuck, can't see shit.
He's not moving towards the ladder either, so something's wrong.
Ewan, where are you going?
At this point, Ewan, you're getting you can't even talk. You're gasping for air so hard, and you begin you fall to your knees. And if you stay in there much longer, you're going to need another Constitution save or risk losing more Constitution.
How far away from us is he?
Yeah, can we see him?
He's probably about 10 feet.
I mean, although I am sick, Solomon would take a deep breath, then hold his breath and jump down and start dragging him back and then heave him up.
Solomon, be careful. Here, take my rope. Or one side of it.
Okay, so do you grab the rope first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you grab the rope, hold your breath, jump down. While you are protected in a sense that you are holding your breath, your eyes are still burning and stinging, making you unable to see. But you still know the general direction that Ewan went, And unlike Ewan, you had a moment to prepare kind of for this. You didn't expect the eyes to start burning and being unable to see, but you have your wits well enough that you're able to get to Ewan and follow the rope to pull him back and get him up onto the ledge. Ewan, you're continuing to gasp for air. Your lungs are continuing to burn, your eyes are continuing to sting, and you do start coughing and hacking, and you see blood coming up with some of that.
Okay. You know, there's a way to get out of here, and they're helping me get to it. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I should be able to grab a rope, climb out.
Do what we can to pull them out, I guess. Pull everyone out. Once I see them, I'd probably be able to see better than the other two.
Yeah, after Ewan is out, I would climb back out.
Yeah, your eyes continue to sting and burn, but your sight does kind
That's
of.
the worst. When your eyes sting and burn and you go to rub them and you realize your hands are too filthy so you can't touch them.
Yeah, they're just covered in shit.
But maybe that's the secret. Maybe if you're covered.
I
in it,
mean,
you'll be
at this
fine.
point, I don't imagine I am avoiding pink eye. So it probably doesn't matter one way or another.
Building up your immunity.
Yep, just give yourself more and more toxic fumes into your lungs, and eventually you'll be immune to toxins.
That's what I learned from the Princess Bride.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys managed to safely get Ewan back. Solomon, your eyes are not doing great, but your sight is returning. No permanent damage as far as you can tell with your eyes. You guys are seeing that Ewan is coughing up blood.
Oh, no. Oh, good heavens.
It's not good.
Ewan, are
Sounds
you
good. Is that what you said, Peter? Sounds good.
I thought he said
No.
not good.
Not good.
Oh, okay. I thought you said sounds good.
Sounds good to me, man. Just shit. Got some
Which would
good
not
stuff.
surprise me given Lux's
Good.
general attitude towards everything.
Must be some potent shit down there.
Hey, he's lit, man. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
that's
saying.
true.
He's lit.
Maybe Lux is immune.
Well, Lux is a monk. Not sure what level she gets the immunity to poison stuff, but she might be.
I think that's like level 8 or 9.
Yeah, not quite. She will be immune soon enough, though.
So I was
Right. I
already
mean,
down.
well, with the ability to like walk on ceilings, a lot of the challenges here would have been easy for a high level monk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they have to run the whole time.
Yeah, do you think they can? She has dark vision. She could run. Lux could literally solo this entire thing. And why are we even here? Lux has got this. Let's go on. Screw it. Give it to Lux.
So here's a quick question. Docking
Yes.
my con by 2 means my max hit points goes down. Does my current hit points go down too? Because I was already down.
Yes.
What we're asking here is he in vitality yet?
Like I was at like 46 of 60. Now, down to 55 max hit points instead.
Which is where we like you. Well,
So from the where you guys are to the ladder, it's about 20 feet.
There is no way to get to that ladder. We should find another way out.
I think there is a way. Let me see if I can do this properly here.
I misspoke. There's no way to get to that ladder and be alive when we climb up to the surface. We'll all be blinded, sickened, and unable to breathe. If there's any devils up there, we will be slaughtered.
Well, we don't really have much of a choice in the matter.
No, we could always just walk back the way we came.
How
Try another
far?
path.
Now,
We could take a short rest right here.
now, Mike, by how the ladder's done, do we have to go down into there? Or could we do a jump to the ladder and continue up?
If you could jump 20 feet,
I do have a 20-foot jump for my long jump, yes. Actually longer.
okay.
Okay.
Then it would
So-
just be a matter of an acrobatics check to catch yourself on the ladder.
Okay. Oof. Well, I got 2 action points I haven't used for anything yet. Screw it. Solomon, hold this side of the rope for me, please.
I will take a side of the rope. I'm still on the ground, trying to not touch my eyes.
Remember, wait, flap your arms, that's how you deal with it. Oh, that's what you did. I flapped like a chicken. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the long jump and catch myself on the ladder. Let's do this. Here we go. Would it be acrobatics or dex check?
It'd be athletics.
Athletic? Oh, okay. Oh, disadvantages ignored then.
Yes. So you manage to catch yourself. You get on the ladder.
I'll tie my end of the rope for the ladder. Okay, it's not actually that bad.
All right.
you can-
Did you want to start climbing the ladder?
I'm going to start climbing the
Okay.
ladder once it's secured.
Is there anything to tie the rope to on our end?
You got pittons and a hammer. You can figure it out.
Something high so that we don't have to lower ourselves into the pit.
Give me
Tie it around.
who's looking for something?
I mean, we can use like a.
Because I would say both Ewan and Solomon would have disadvantage on their perception checks while their eyes are adjusting from the stinging.
Do we really think Lux would waste her time looking for something like that? She can just make it anyway. She doesn't care about anyone else.
Okay. So actually, yes, there is what looks to be a metal fixture where a torch might be able to be placed, which is anchored into the stone wall, and you can tie it to that.
Okay.
All right.
Listen, I paid for the rope. I intend to use it.
Alyssa, are you going all the way up top and through the manhole?
I'm not going all the way through yet. I want to make sure that at least 1 or 2 of them make it to where I am before I start running up there.
Okay. So, you guys are tying the rope to the thing. Who's crossing, and how are you guys going to cross?
I figured I'd
That's
probably
up.
go last, couldn't let them go across. Because if something comes after them, I'd at least be able to see it in the tunnel.
Yeah. Plus, you don't even need to worry about it. You could just jump across even easier than Alyssa did.
No, I would wait for Ewan to go across.
I mean, once I think I'm fucking ready, I'll go.
Yeah, it takes a couple of minutes, but you're eventually able to get your breath back for the most part. You still have a kind of wheeze that you notice, but you feel like you've gotten to a point where you can make this attempt safely.
Alright. Then I'll start fucking going.
Okay.
I climb the rope,
Okay.
It's not a hard thing for me to do. Wheezing or not. I'm
Right.
strong.
Give me an
Strong
athletics check.
boy. I'm a strong boy.
He's a big brave dog. He's a big brave dog.
Okay.
See, I told you.
What is that?
Predator.
Is it
It's something. I don't have a clue.
no? But like, is that what happens when you roll?
It's like a notification. Yeah.
Okay.
That what you rolled the dice?
All right. So you make it across fairly easily, and you're able to climb up after Alyssa. Solomon, you're going next.
Yes. So disadvantage.
You're able to pass it, and get onto the ladder.
Then I'll climb up.
And then Lux, are you going on the rope, or are you just going to jump across?
Well, if I go across on the rope, do I use acrobatics?
No, you would use strength for that. But if you wanted to jump and catch yourself on the ladder, I would allow acrobatics for that for you.
Okay, because that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. You have a little bit more difficulty than you thought grabbing the ladder. It's a little bit slick, but you're able to maintain your grip, and you catch it, and you're able to climb up.
All our shit-covered boots.
Yeah, that's dropping, falling on me because I'm the one at the bottom.
That's where we like you. That would
I
make
wish
you
it.
not
I
like
wish it was just my boots.
All right. So Alyssa, you see that everybody has gotten onto the ladder.
head on up.
All right. So you get to the manhole cover. What do you do from there?
I'll try to open it and peek up, see what's
Okay.
there.
You're able to lift it fairly easily, especially given your strength,
Okay.
and your abilities to lift things.
Okay.
And then when you lift your head above the
Hello?
street, you see that you're right next to the bridge.
Oh. Well, that's convenient. Guys, we're right next to the bridge.
Give me a perception check.
Oh dear. Why would you have me do this?
Yeah, I
Why do
would
you want
ask. What
Yeah,
horrors await us on the bridge?
Nothing, it's safe.
Which bridge?
It looks
Clear.
fine coming out of here. Looks good coming out of here. That's all I'm saying.
Give me. Let's confirm this.
Confirm my failure. It's a 7.
Okay. So as
The
you're
world
looking,
fades. There is no more existence. You can perceive nothing.
No.
as you're looking around, you turn your head and something hits you right in the eye.
Ow.
And you feel something like crawling around, and there's like stabbing sensations in your eye.
Oh, praise the Omnisire. I'm becoming a mind flayer. Oh, no. How to get through my helmet?
So you're, after rubbing it a bit, the crawling feeling stops, but it still stings, and your eye has swollen shut now.
Oh, why? What the hell is this? Solomon, can you take a look at my eye and see if there's anything in it?
We get out of this damn tunnel first.
Ewan's giant ass is in the way.
What's his ass doing in my eye? Never mind. Okay, I will leave, get out of the tunnel then, half blinded. Ooh, is this where my character becomes a pirate?
There's a
I
good
was
likelihood you are heading to the docks.
Okay.
I was thinking of fucking Nick Fury losing his eye
Motherfucker.
just to a cat scratch.
Yeah. I refuse to believe that.
So you wouldn't be aware of this, Alyssa, but that was like a demonic mosquito.
Okay.
So
Say Skeeto.
Even in hell, we gotta deal with the fucking mosquitoes.
Yeah,
It's the humidity.
they don't have like a mosquito abatement.
And humidity so high, mosquitoes are everywhere. Oh God, I hope I don't. Do I get West Nile or West Infernia?
Yeah, you better hope for that.
Oh, boy.
Instead, the mosquito just laid eggs in
It's-
your eye.
Yeah,
The,
yeah.
Knicks, the West Knicks
West
or
Nix.
sticks. I mean, the
West
West
Sticks.
Sticks.
Do I have West Sticks virus now?
So Ewan, as you come up, you can do a perception check.
Alrighty. There you go.
Okay.
Hey.
So from your vantage point coming up from the manhole, you actually noticed, based on where it is in position to the bridge, there looks to be a kind of service area under the bridge that you guys might be able to cross and therefore draw less attention to yourselves. And additionally, with your perception check, you don't see anyone in the vicinity immediately. I mean, in the distance, you can see some flying creatures, and you hear the sounds that you guys are used to, have become accustomed to hearing here on the surface, but nothing that would be an immediate danger or threat.
You say that, but I just got killed by a mosquito.
Oh well. There are worse spots to be bitten. Let's get moving.
I'll follow behind you and
Spit out what I hope is the last bit of fucking blood.
Oh, it's gonna be a while. All right.
Docks.
So you guys are, when you emerge from the sewer, how do you proceed?
Oh, if I'm not
Cautiously.
mistaken, our main goal is the docks, so I guess we head towards there.
And we want to go cautiously to this little service tunnel or service portion of the bridge.
So you draw everybody else's attention to Ewan and
Yeah.
suggest that you guys go that way.
Less in the open.
Mm-hmm. So as you guys go that way, once again, you're basically looking over the like 500 meters down. You're looking over the river Styx below you. It's a pretty terrifying and awe-inspiring sight, being up these kinds of heights, kind of just climbing scaffolding underneath a bridge. It's secure enough and everything where you guys aren't needing to make checks to balance or anything like that. It's made for people to kind of walk through just to make sure that the bridge is functioning and everything. And you are able to cross it without any difficult circumstances. Sorry, what was that, Kurt?
I didn't say anything.
Oh. Now, Ewan, give me a survival check with advantage to determine if you can find out the most efficient way to the dock.
Alright. Traditionally, I was rolling history.
Okay, would you like to continue doing that?
I would prefer that, yeah.
Okay, we can do that.
Down in the sewers, totally accept the survival.
All right, so you're able to find a decent path to the dock, and specifically the what was this place called?
We were going to the Dragon Eye Dock House.
Yes, the Dragon Eye Dock House. Roll me a d12. Okay. So you managed to avoid any major encounters on the way there. And before you see the sign indicating that it's the Dragon Eye Dock House. Now, at this point, do you guys want to continue, or is this a good stopping point for everybody?
It would be a good one for me.
Yeah, that works.
I'm in California. I'll go with what everyone else says.
Well, I know for Peter and Kurt, it's already 12:30 for you guys, so.
I gotta work tomorrow, and I run my game tomorrow night. So.
Okay. So this will be a good stopping point. What did everybody think about the sewer?
Fuck that place.
It was
I didn't want to go there in the first place.
more good body horror.
I hope the poor
I-
creature's okay.
I knew I should have just suggested that we just chill there until the fucking storm passed.
No, but we
Just
did
wait.
get to meet a nice little baby that was very happy to see us.
Yeah, I mean,
We made a friend in that sewer, and one day in the future, it will remember that we did not kill it, and we spared it and let it run away happily, and it will come and save our lives.
Solomon is shocked that this is like the bottom fell out of the sewer. So Lord only knows how much sewage fell away. So this is just what was left. This is how
Nope.
poorly they clean their sewers. In flame keep, no less.
You know, if you think about it, maybe we've succeeded in completely destroying hell by just the sewage waste that's come out around here. There's so much sewage, it's a biohazard, this entire area. Hell is fucked.
and dumped directly into the river Styx.
Right.
The entire lava
Right,
water
where it
supply
can
is
flow,
fucked.
it can flow from hell straight into the abyss.
Exactly. They have destroyed themselves with this move. It's like War of the Worlds. They were not able to withstand our sewage.
Well, the last, what was that city we started in again? I forget.
Thalios.
Thalios.
Thalios, yeah.
Yep.
Like those sewers were okay.
They had nice sewers. They maintained their sewers, but not here, apparently.
Yeah, Sharp would point out that was a non-Darien city, so that's why.
That is true. I can't deny that is 100% true.
Yeah, so for this leg, I kind of looked up what people might actually encounter in a sewer and incorporated those elements to create some of the challenges. And
Fucking
I'm surprised we weren't
a
attacked by more
chamber
things.
so fucking rank that it makes your lungs bleed.
oh yeah, gas
Yeah.
stratification. It happens. Like and it's the heavier gas sinks to the bottom and it's incredibly toxic. So
Yep.
that happens in sewers.
Where's the place we're going to? What's the name of this?
The Dragon Eye Dock House.
Welcome to the Dragon Eye Dock House. So, oh wait,
I have here noted, former hostel, now more of a home.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean it wasn't too bad. Solomon, you're poisoned. Ewan, you lost some constitution. Alyssa lost an eye.
I was like, I worked hard to get that constitution. God damn it.
Lux
I
is
worked-
fine.
I worked hard to get that eye.
I'm still trying to recover that 1 point of strength I lost.
That is true. You can't have it. It's too good for you, Lux.
But did everybody have fun with it?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was certainly memorable.
Excellent.
Running around with disadvantage on all my checks.
Well, Solomon helped you with
Solomon
the strength
saved.
at least.
Yep, Solomon saved me there, but oof. That's the most difficult part of all this.
See, I would say this is one of those scenarios where on a certain level in session, during the session, I take it hard when my character is completely submerged in shit. But in the long run, I'm sure I will remember this all more fondly. In the moment, like the indignity to my character feels like
Right.
personally painful. But
Yeah.
the memory of that softens over time, and then the fact that it was just interesting overall is what will survive.
Yep.
It's a little bit like characters take reputation hits, and that people don't like that in session.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it builds the story a bit, or it can if it's done right.
Well, also some of the things that the way that you're playing Solomon now, it's almost like Fernia has finally hit him hard enough where he's just starting to give up.
He'll go catatonic soon enough.
Which I think is kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, he is aware of the fact that, like, he is not going to, unlike his mother, neatly glide his way down the slippery slide. So that's why I said, obviously, I might as well just dive down this. In fact, if I had just dove down it, it probably wouldn't have been in that one.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm.
Yeah, I wouldn't have made you roll it off. Good times.
Fortunately, you now all know about Alyssa's rope fetish.
Well, that is the one thing I was thinking about is we're running out of ropes. We lost like 2 ropes in that sewer.
Mhm.
I
Yep,
still
I
have a
was
rope.
I mean, I
Okay.
didn't use my rope. I don't know. We used at least 2 ropes. I don't know whose ropes we used.
My rope's gone.
Like, I don't know. I guess we could have, had Lux just untie the rope and then jump across, because obviously she could.
I considered that, but then Lux wouldn't do it. I mean, she has standards. She's a woman of class, you know. You think she's
The
going
only-
to degrade herself?
The only issue with that is all of a sudden we have to make a retreat and there's no rope there.
That is true. If we all encounter hell mosquito swarms that rip out our eyes, we could be in trouble.
Dude.
Next enemy, hell mosquito swarm that goes for the eyes.
By the way, Alyssa, let's do a Constitution save to see if this eye thing is permanent or if
I
you'll
would
recover.
love to.
Permanent? Damn.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
It's a 17. That's not
Wow.
a disadvantage. It's a save.
Okay, so your eye will eventually recover
Oh
over
boy.
time, and with intervention.
Well, even if I rolled lower, I did have 2 action points left. God, that was fun.
All
The
right.
good news is when we eventually find that mall, we can find the ophthalmologist in the mall.
That is,
So jeweler, ophthalmologist.
Armor,
Car wash.
all the standard mall things.
yeah.
Watch.
Oh yeah, I forgot my car's here as well. I left it in Flemke. Ewan, you got that convertible Porsche, don't you? You left it here before you left?
Right.
Yep.
That's how I was getting around before, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, the Porsche.
In the glove departments, a pound of cocaine. That's how I survived the night.
By cocaine, he means healing potion powder form. Would actually be interesting using a heavy base like sugar to make a healing potion that's a powder form as opposed to a liquid. So you can just snort your healing potion to heal up. Yeah, give me a minute here. Oh, man.
So like in my setting, I do have some people whose healing potions you don't drink.
Mhm.
The glass is like that crumbly glass that doesn't really like stab you or anything, but so you burst the potion on yourself and it heals you.
That makes sense.
Magical instead of like you have to consume a thing.
I mean, that's why it will work so well having a snortable healing potion, because making a powder, making a liquid into a powder is pretty easy. You just have to have a heavy base. Like sugar's a big one they use constantly. That's what they used heavily in powdered alcohol. So just, make a sugary healing potion that you snort.
Well, or you can, if you're gonna go that route, why not just infuse a mushroom
Potion
that
brownies.
you squeeze and then it releases a cloud that you just go.
Yeah.
The problem with
The stork cloud.
the problem with snortable healing potions is, at least with like skin application healing potions, you can use them on other people without them having to do anything.
Well, potion brownies. Like THC brownies, potion brownies.
Right. I know Critical Role used to there used to be questions of, can I just like hurl this healing potion at them?
Right.
Yeet.
And with the skin application healing potion, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah. I think most potions are by definition drink potions, not hell potions, though.
Right. I was talking about Tony's variant.
Oh yeah. Oh, potion
It's
bomb.
it's not a super common thing. You just every once in a while.
Yeah.
If they come up.
How would you make? You'd have to boil the potion, or you'd have to boil something to make a paste-like substance that then you go ahead and put the potion liquid on the paste, and it's a bomb kind of thing.
It's more magical and less alchemical.
Yeah. I'm an alchemist now.
Yeah.
Trying to figure this out with science.
These are especially contained healing magic, essentially.
Yeah.
Right. I would assume it would have to be sort of special. Like,
Yeah, it has to be
you
magical.
can't just you can't just convert a beer into a paste and get drunk rubbing it on your chest.
You can inhale it though.
You can snort
can
it, but you
inhale
can't
it.
just. Yeah, it has to have some way of getting past the skins, because the skin protects you from so much shit.
Somebody
Speaking of
put-
shit,
like just poured.
Yep.
The
Like
skin
poured-
does not work. Skin, it does nothing.
My skin has failed me. The flesh is weak.
Put I watched some video. I don't remember when it was from. It was probably Mythbusters, where they were in a sauna and they're pouring the like vodka or whatever onto the hot rocks that was evaporating into the room, and they were getting drunk.
You gotta put the lime in the coconut.
Right. I mean, as long as you can get it into the bloodstream, I could see how it would work.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly how. Yeah,
Skin is
That-
skin is usually good about blocking things.
yeah. The
Yeah,
skin doesn't work very well.
So we have to remove the skin, is what you're saying.
Right. Then you could certainly get drunk off of this salve.
Save the
Be
skin,
yourself.
save the world. Yeah.
Uh,
All right, I'll talk to everyone
all
later.
right, thanks everyone.
All right.
Take care.
all right, take it easy.